Army. It's Heidi Allen again. We're doing Coffee with Heidi right now. And I'm so excited because I'm going to be chatting with, oh my gosh, I don't even have my coffee with me. Hold on one second. I literally put my coffee down and forgot to pick it back up. We're doing Coffee with Heidi today. There's my coffee. Yay. I actually have one of Creative Core Founders mugs. Celia, absolutely adore that woman. I have her mug that I'm drinking out of today. But we're doing Coffee with Heidi and we're talking to PPA Leader Kathryn. I'm so excited to talk to her. Kathryn was someone who took the November leadership program, the Impact Leadership Program, and she did such an incredible job. She's such an incredible human being. She did the 2 days, and then she finished all of the workshops. And so the amazing thing about this is I have gotten to know Kathryn really well through this journey, which is super exciting. And she's going to share a story with all of us today about how a really incredible moment in her life, a bad moment actually, a bad moment in her life changed everything for her, and how that actually really did lead her to the Positive People Army. So I'm super excited. I see that Kathryn has joined us here, so I'm going to invite her in. But before I do that, I want to give a shout out to everyone in the Army that any one of you can become a PPA leader. And becoming a PPA leader means that you will be able to teach workshops. And tomorrow at 5 o'clock, we're doing a Zoom information night, that you can be a part of if you would like to be a part of the April 14th and 15th Impact Leadership Program, or you want to be a part of the one that starts in Niagara on May 5th and 6th. Get in touch with me, message me. There's so many of you that have been messaging me to be a part of that Zoom, and I really hope that any of you, if you want to know some more about becoming a PPA leader, that would be great. So I'm going to scroll back up here and find Miss Kathryn. I'm going to invite Kathryn in now. There we go. Added her in. And great chat. We tested it earlier because I gotta tell you, like some of these things, these machines, these gadgets, these smartphones, these iPads, these things, like they don't always cooperate. So I just invited Kathryn to join us, and there she is.
Hi, everybody. Hi,
Kathryn.
Heidi.
Hi, Kathryn. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm really good. I was just talking to everyone that has started to join us about you've had quite the journey. You were in the first group of leaders, and we have had quite a journey together.
Yeah, it's amazing actually how quickly things have happened. And just in November was the Impact session that I was part of, and who would have thought that now I'm getting ready to deliver some workshops myself, and really excited about that.
It's really exciting. What I would love to share, and I was just telling the Army, is that you had quite a bit of a setback. You had a setback in life. You had a setback in your professional life. And that one setback it was like the springboard to who you have now become. And I would love for you to share that story, what happened and what you went through to get you to this point now.
Okay. Well, what happened was June of 2016, I was relieved of my duties as environment, health, and safety specialist at a pharmaceutical company. And it was a shock only because, well, it was one of those things that you could kind of see the signs, you could see it coming, like there were rumors, people were talking, the numbers didn't look that good, but you don't think they're actually going to go through with it. Will they actually do it? And then they did. And I had 20 minutes to pack up my stuff and leave the premises. So that was a hard moment. And what
Mm-hmm.
some of the good things that came out of it was that I realized I was actually pretty stressed out and I needed a break anyway. I really
Mm-hmm.
needed a break. So after relearning how to search for a job again, I
Mm-hmm.
took a vacation. I got myself a new bicycle. I got the one I really wanted this time, and did lots of exercising and getting involved with more involved with the professional associations that I'm involved with, and trying to help other people who've been in the same situation, because there are a lot of people out there who have been in the same situation where they, through no fault of their own, their company that they've been
Mm-hmm.
working for years has said, you know what, we don't really need you anymore. They think they don't. They could be
You
wrong
know
about
what? You know what, Kathryn? I completely agree with you. And I have to tell you, there are so many people in the Army. There are people that reach out to me. There are people that post in the Army on a regular basis that have these setbacks where it's like, they got let go, or, something has happened where it's like this massive setback. And like for you in the beginning, it was really hard. I mean, you definitely did start to like, okay, I'm gonna get that bike and I'm gonna exercise and I'm gonna do that. But like in the beginning, it was hard, wasn't it?
it. Yeah, and it's almost like you want to say, how dare you? True, I didn't want to work there anymore anyway, but how dare you? I want to be the one to break up with you. This is not right. So then once you get over that, you're like, well, even if it was personal, it's best not to look at it that way. It's just business, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not even like a really, it really wasn't personal, and it's not productive to take it that way. And I just had to
Mm-hmm.
then pick up from where I was and move on from there, and really take the time to figure out what I wanted to do next. And
Mm-hmm.
then,
I think what's great about your I think what's great about your story, Kathryn, is how many things you thought it was supposed to be after that. It's like you realized you were supposed to pick up and move on, but for some reason in that moment, it's like you didn't know what that move on was, and you were like
right.
applying for jobs that were a little different, but pretty much the same job, and it was like none of that was
Mm-hmm.
working for you, and it was almost like that was kind of your wake up moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, like the more jobs I applied to and the more interviews I went on, I learned that, you know what? One of the reasons I'm not getting these jobs is because they look too much like what I was doing, what I had
Mm-hmm.
left. And I thought maybe it's time to consider going at this from a different angle and trying to find something that would kind of lead me in that direction. And it's like, I don't know, just relearning how to be curious and to really feed the curiosity and be open to trying out different ideas.
You know what's so important about that, Kathryn? That moment that you had, that awareness that you had, is there are so many people in the Army, and there's so many people that will watch this interview that are in exactly the same boat as you. And they keep trying the same thing over and over again and can't understand why it's not working. And it's almost like, you have to kind of step back on your own life like you did, and realized, you know what, it was devastating to lose my job, but I wanted to break up with them because I didn't even like it. And yet, even though you didn't even like that, you were now still going after the same thing and then wondering why it wasn't working for you. And it wasn't working for you because that inner dialogue, that feeling that you're having, is that's not who you are, and that's not what you want. And of course it's never going to work. It's like the universe. I always call it, Kathryn, you guys have heard me in the workshop so many times, it's the virtual 2x4 that you're getting hit over the head with. So what was your moment? Because you ended up having some pretty amazing people in the beginning there when that awareness was happening, amazing people that came into your life. And what was it that made you realize it was time to change?
Well, I think it was, I was doing the same things over and over again and not getting a different result. And then I think it was last summer, over a period of maybe 2 months, I had, I'd say, 30 interviews of various types, whether it was a recruiter calling me or whether it was an in-person interview. And they weren't resulting in job offers. So I started to think, well, am I really going at this the right way? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And maybe I should consider something else. And then things started to improve once I started to change my mind about that, because life will always be a struggle until you get into agreement with the universe, let's say. So once you realize that 2x4 is hitting you over the head, you go, you know what? I want that to stop.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then, so what do I need to do to make it stop? And it's just about, it was about being open to experiences. And naturally, I'm an introvert, so I'm not crazy about talking to strangers, for example. But then there are people that I'm comfortable with, and they will say, come and talk to these strangers. I know them. Don't be afraid. They're cool. So talking to those people, and that leads to one thing, which leads to something else, which leads to something else. And then I go to this meeting I've never been to before. And then I met you at one of those things I had never been to before. And I was just like, there's something about this positive people army. I don't know exactly what it is, but I want to know more. And then the impact came up, and it's like, yes, I'll do that too. And just kept saying yes, and things kept happening.
I know, because like you were even starting to do a lot of talking with Toastmasters, and it was like you were putting yourself into places that what you never would have done. You were uncomfortable with doing things like that, and you literally did everything to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like Toastmasters ended up becoming a huge thing in your life as well.
Yeah, I've been in Toastmasters probably for about 6 years, and only in the last year or so, like I've participated in one contest or another pretty much since I joined. And it's only in the past year or so that I've really started to come into my own, let's say, in terms of speaking, and started winning at contests and moving on to the next level. And that just my first time just last September. And then I'm doing another contest that
I know
again this week. So I have to go practice.
I know. Oh my gosh, we have to tell everybody. So Kathryn did this talk. It is so hilarious. That is the one thing, like getting to know Kathryn. You have the quirkiest sense of humor. I absolutely adore it so much. And Kathryn did this entire talk on what it's like to be an introvert. And I'm like, get yourself ready, find it. It's shared in the Army. I've shared it. You can definitely search for it. Kathryn does. It's so hilarious. Last Saturday, Mike and I sat on the couch. Kathryn had posted it. I think you posted it Friday, wasn't it? You posted it Friday. And Mike and I sat on the couch Saturday morning, and we watched the video, and I was laughing my head off. It was so incredibly funny. Like, you are just so funny about talking about being an introvert. So like it's definitely like if you want quirky sense of humor as your leader, Kathryn is definitely your girl because it's so funny. So I'd love for
Yeah.
you to tell everyone, hello, Iona, Iwana, sorry, I'm like pronouncing people's names wrong, and Kim just said hello. Sam, hi Sam, it's so nice that you're here joining us. Thank you for joining us. I'd love for you to tell people because Kathryn, I just got to let everyone know when Kathryn showed up on the first day of Impact. We've talked about this before in the Army. You were so quiet and so shy, and yet that quickly turned around very quickly, especially when then you walked on Edge Walk on the CN Tower. We surprised all the leaders. We always surprise all the leaders at the end of day one with a surprise, a bonding, fantastic exercise. The January leaders got to go rock climbing, but you guys got to do Edge Walk. Then the woman that showed up for day two, Kathryn, was a completely different human being.
Yeah, I'd say on day two, I was more like my natural self. It's as if it took day one for me to get comfortable, and yeah, I by then I knew everybody on the second day, and I was more like myself. So if anybody watches my speech video, that introvert video, I talk about how I'm not shy. I'm just quiet. Just give me a chance.
Yes.
I'm giving you a chance first, and then get ready. It's coming.
Get ready is right.
So,
oh my gosh.
yeah, it's a great
Yeah,
group of
no, it
people.
was a lot of fun. Impact was a lot of fun. I'd love for you to explain to people because, of course, you're going to be teaching the positivity and practice workshops that are going to be offered to the rest of the Army for people to be able to embrace a positive life and to learn how to do that. But all of the PPA leaders, the most amazing thing about this program, the Impact program, is that all of the leaders go through all 12 workshops. They experience them themselves and go through a journey themselves to actually become a leader. So, Kathryn, I'd love for you to give your take on what those 12 weeks were for you.
They were amazing. And what I really liked about the workshops is that it doesn't just say, you need to be more like this. Okay, great, but how? So the PIP workshops tell us how. We have actual tools we can use and things we can practice each week that that really really help out. And then before you know it, you're feeling great. Like things look better, and you start to feel like you can really take on the world. Now you've got a toolbox full of things to use to help you do that.
Oh my goodness. Do you remember when we went through, so which is it? It's workshop number 2. We hit you hard in workshop number 2. We start with journaling. We give you the proper tool to get you through all 12 so you can continually journal all the way through. But number 2, do you remember number 2, Kathryn? Excuses. That one hit you hard. You were like, I have no idea I made that many excuses for my life. It was a big aha moment for you.
Yeah, I made excuses for myself. I made excuses for other people, and that workshop really opened my eyes to be able to recognize what's an excuse and what's a good excuse and what's a reason, and not to really not judge myself or judge other people necessarily for using them. There might be a reason behind it, and it just it really my eyes for sure.
I know. It's funny because all of the leaders, but Kathryn especially, she was like, whoa. I had no idea I made this many excuses. But we even go through in the workshop some very common excuses that people use on a regular basis and the psychology behind it and why people are using it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big aha for everyone in the leadership program. And it's like, even the second leaders, like, listen, Kathryn, you weren't the only one. The first leaders, you guys had that. The second leaders did the same thing. They were like, I had no idea. That is why I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying that excuse. They didn't realize the psychology behind it and what was happening. But yeah, it's like there's some really fun ones in there. What would you say is probably your favorite workshop that you went through out of all of the ones? The biggest one that was like, that one really set me back.
I'd say the one about forgiveness was a big one. That
Mm-hmm.
one, that one was really emotional for all of us. And
Yes.
but you know what? Afterwards, I felt so much better. Like it felt
Mm-hmm.
heavy at the time, but then by
Mm-hmm.
the end of the workshop, it just felt like there was a huge weight off my shoulders. And
Yes.
yeah, it was huge for sure.
It was huge. So forgiveness, just to let everyone know, is one of the very last workshops that people take. And it's like, I got to get everybody ready to go to forgiveness because it's a tough one. And I warned you guys. I was like, it's coming. It's coming. What's so amazing about these workshops is you spend 12 weeks together, 12 workshops you take together, and you all start to bond. And so it's like we became like a family. Like we did the workshops every Tuesday at 6:30, and we would all like join in on a Zoom room. And it was like all of us knew each other. It's like we all checked in on how we were doing, how we felt on the last workshop. And so by the time we get to the very end, it's number 11 is forgiveness. And there's 12 altogether. And number 11, we all got prepared for it, because it's about forgiveness of other people and what that means. And then it's about forgiveness of ourselves. And so at the end of the workshop, it's very true what Kathryn was saying. It was very emotional. We all cried. We all had a cry at the end. We definitely cried. Yeah, there's Joanne. She's one of our
Yes.
leaders. You guys are going to be meeting
Hey,
her
Joanne.
soon. Joanne was in Kathryn's group. Hi, Joanne. Yeah, we are a tribe. You are right, honey. We are a tribe. And it was like all of us cried and all of us had a moment and a realization about places in our own lives that we need to forgive ourselves and, kind of let go of it. And it was such a like a release, I think, for everyone. And we were all online for a little while afterwards, kind of like going through letting everyone have their moment. And every single time someone had their moment, tears would start flowing again. And then all of us would talk, and then we'd all end up in laughter again. And then someone else would kind of share how they were. So it's such an incredible feeling to be amongst people and you're learning some incredible things. Yeah. Oh yes. Went through it this week. There you go. Joanne is there. She's applying the tools she learned in the leadership
You go,
program.
Joanne.
Yeah. So yes, honest to God, Joanne is so amazing. We all love Joanne so much because she makes intentions and affirmations. And I'm not lying to you. I've never known of such a powerful woman that makes the most incredible intentions that come through like that. Like literally, she puts it out into the universe and it happens. We all started messaging Joanne. It's like, can you actually like make this intention for me? It's all about intentions. Yes, Joanne. Oh my gosh. Honestly, it's such a fun group. It's like we become a tribe. So Kathryn, as a new PPA leader now, and the end of March, you guys are going to start teaching workshops to the Army, which is going to be so much fun, and they can be a part of your tribe. What is a message you want to tell the Army about what this journey is going to be, and why you want to take this journey with them?
Well, I always want to look at the positive side of a situation. So if somebody tells me about something that yucky that's happening in their lives, like they had to spend some money to replace something, like, yeah, but at least you got to it before you burned your house down, like things like that. And yes, I'm the type of person who will laugh at a funeral. And it's not because the funeral is funny, but because I want to look at the light side of things. and humor's always
Mm-hmm.
been a big part of my life. And if any of my family members happen to see this, they understand what I mean. And yeah, it's true. And like I actually they I posted that blog article that I wrote about my job loss experience. I posted that on my LinkedIn profile, and
Mm-hmm.
someone that I used to work with fairly regularly replied to that. He said, Kathryn, you've always been positive. And it's like, yeah,
Mm,
I
so
guess
good.
so. Like you kind of have to have that to go through some of the things that happen there. But he said that something he says is that every day is a good day. It's just the degree of goodness that changes. And it's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it's all about the way you look at things. And now that I found my voice is a little bit stronger, a little bit less quiet than it used to be, and all of the things I've learned,
Mm-hmm.
I want to share that with people and let them see that they can do this. Like they can use
Mm-hmm.
these tools and take control of making their own lives better. And then the
Mm-hmm.
stuff that hurts maybe won't hurt as much, and the good times will be more prevalent.
Mm-hmm. Wow, Kathryn, I absolutely love that. That is exactly you. Like from the moment you began, you definitely found your voice with the PPA. You definitely, I mean, this is the second live video that you've done with me, and I hope we do even more in the future. It's like more and more, like all of these things that maybe, you stepped back because yeah, you are an introvert, which makes you quiet, not shy. And so, but now it's like you really have found that strong voice. And I am very honored. And I know that I'm so grateful that the Army is able to have helped you find that. And I'm so grateful that you're a part of the PPA. And I'm so incredibly grateful that you're going to inspire people and motivate people and shine your light. That is so fantastic. Honestly, I got to tell you, I have spent a lot of time with you, Kathryn, and I enjoy you so much. And I know that anyone that signs up for your workshop is just going to enjoy the journey with you because it's funny.
Yeah,
Like I
it's gonna be
can't
great.
explain it enough. It's like you have this quirky sense of humor. And I say quirky because like my husband is very much like you. And I think that's why I enjoy it so much because he has a quirky sense of humor as well. And, like you, he's more of a quiet person. He's not like, like I am. You know what I mean? He's the calm to my storm. So I think I've just naturally, he is. Kathryn, you've met Mike. You know he's the calm to my storm.
Yeah, we're like this. We're besties.
Yes, yes.
We talk on Introverts
Honestly.
Radio all the time.
Oh my God, I love it. That's what I absolutely love about you. So thank you, Kathryn. Thank you for taking this journey. Thank you for taking the Impact Leadership journey. It's been so fun with you. And I look forward to our future together. I really do.
Yeah, me too. And thanks for opening my eyes to this and creating this whole thing, and I don't know, just letting me be me through the whole process too.
Yeah. That's what's kind of amazing. It's like this space, this beautiful space that's been created, that's the Positive People Army is, people get to come and be exactly who they are. They don't have to be someone else. They just have to be them. And, there's no judgment. There's not these like unrealistic expectations. It's like everybody just gets to show up as they are and be supported. And that's what's so fun. So thank you for that.
Yeah, not a problem. Maybe I'll get really good at these live videos at some point and maybe get some technology that's up to date, and we'll see.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think you did a really great job. And thank you for sharing your story today that, you know what? A setback in life there's awareness there. There are answers there. So, everything truly does happen for a reason. Kathryn, if you want to read the entire story that Kathryn did, it's actually on the Positive People Army website right now. If you just go to positivepeoplearmy.com, you can read Kathryn's full story, which is fantastic, and how you got through that, and how now you're a graduated leader, which is so amazing. So
Yay.
thank you so
I
much,
even have a
Kathryn,
special.
for joining me today. Hey, Sam. Oh, look, there's your PPA. Yep. Look, Sam's saying thank you, ladies. Thank you, Sam, for joining us. This is so cool. Okay, Kathryn, you have a great day, honey.
Thanks, Heidi. See you soon.
Bye, sweetie. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining us.